Hello everyone, for today's tutorial we're going to be making this cute Keroppi bag charm. It's really easy to make and it's not time consuming at all. It's also going to make for the perfect gift for a loved one. Now for this pattern, you're going to be needing a G-hook and you'll also be needing some worsted weighted yarn in green, white, black, and pink. You're also going to need a pair of scissors and a darning needle. Now let's get started. So first we're going to start with a slip knot and we're going to chain 14. And now we're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook, and we're going to continue single crocheting into each stitch across for a total of 13 single crochet. Okay, now you're going to turn your work, and for round 2 we're going to chain 1, and this is going to be an increase round, so we're going to be doing an increase in the first and last stitch for a total of 15 single crochet. There goes our increase, and now we're going to single crochet up until the last stitch to do the other increase. Here we're doing our increase, and once we're done we're going to turn our work over for round 3. And for round 3 we're going to be repeating the last round with an increase on the first and last stitch for a total of 17 single crochet. Once you've completed that last increase, we're going to be turning our work over and moving on to row 4. Now, for row 4, we're going to be chaining 1 and single crocheting across, and then we're going to repeat this round all the way to row 8. Okay, now continue with rounds 5 to 8 and I'll meet you back over here when you're done. For row 9 we're going to be doing a decrease in the first 2 stitches, and then we're going to single crochet across up until the last 2 stitch, and then we're going to do another decrease, leaving us with a total of 15 single crochet. Last 2 stitches, and we're going to repeat that decrease. Once you've completed that, you're going to turn your work, and now we're going to do row 10. For row 10 we're going to be repeating that round, so we're going to chain 1 and we're going to start with a decrease in the first 2 stitches. Then we're going to single crochet across up until the last 2 stitches, and then we're going to repeat that decrease, and that's going to leave us with a total of 13 single crochet. Now we're at the last 2 stitches. We're going to be doing that decrease, and then we're going to turn our work over for rows 11 to 14. Now for row 11 to 14, we're just going to be chaining 1, and we're going to be single crocheting across for a total of 13 single crochet. Okay, now you've done row 11. Now continue this pattern for row 12 to 14. Okay, for round 15, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to be crocheting around, adding an increase in each corner of the project. Now, we're going to start off with 6 single crochet. Now we're going to do a single crochet in the 7th stitch, but we're going to chain 50. Now you have to make 2 panels. So on the second panel, you're going to be doing a shorter chain, so it'll be six chains on the second one. Okay, now we've completed the 50 chains, and we're going to be doing a single crochet right into that 7th stitch again. Now we're going to continue single crocheting, making an increase in the last stitch. And then we're going to put our increase. And now we're going to be crocheting around evenly, making sure to make an increase in each corner. Now we've reached the top right corner where we're going to add a single crochet into that first stitch that has the initial first single crochet, making an increase. And now you're going to chain 1, and we want to cut off a long strand long enough to sew around the panel with the second panel. Okay, now you're going to want to repeat this pattern for the second panel, but you're going to be chaining 6 on the second panel on top. Before we can sew the panels together, I prefer to do the embroidery for the smile, so we're going to count up 6 rows, and then we're going to count 3 stitches from the right, and we're going to be inserting our hook through that stitch. And then we're going to count 3 stitches from the left, and you're going to insert your hook there. Now you're going to look for the middle of the smile, and you're going to insert it through that last stitch in the bottom. Then we're going to swoop it under the strand, and you want to insert the hook right back into that stitch at the bottom, creating that triangular smile. Okay, now you can weave in the ends in the back or tie it, whichever method you prefer. Okay, now we're going to be sewing our panels together, and we're going to insert the hook into that first initial stitch of the increase on the upper left hand corner. Now make sure you're going into each stitch the same stitch as the opposite panel so that it's even, and we're going to be sewing them together all the way around up until the upper right hand corner. Okay, now that you've sewn your panels together, you have a little pouch. And now we're going to be making the eyes. The eyes are going to be placed in the first 6 rows. You're going to make 2. And then we're going to be adding the blush right above the smile in each corner. For the eyes, we're going to be working with a magic ring. And you're going to chain 1 and then 14 double crochet into the ring. For the first double crochet, I like to chain 1, do a single crochet, and then chain 1 again, and then insert my hook into the single crochet at the bottom and make another single crochet, creating the illusion of a double crochet. This avoids having gaps in your work when you slip stitch at the end of the round. And now we'll continue to make the double crochets until we have the 14. making our last double crochets, and we're going to be doing a slip stitch into that first double crochet, and now we're going to chain one, and we're going to be doing a half double crochet increase into each stitch for a total of 28 stitches. Okay, now we're doing our last increase. Now before you close off, I like to go in and do one more double crochet into that center space in between the two stitches, and then you're going to close off from the back, slip stitch from the back and chain one and fasten off. And now you're going to repeat this and make another one. Now we're going to move on to the pupils of the eye. We're also going to be working with a magic ring, chain one, and you're going to single crochet 8 times. Now you're going to tighten the magic ring, turn the work around, and you're going to slip stitch into that first single crochet from the back, chain one and fasten off. Okay, now you're going to make another one, and now we're going to repeat this pattern, but instead of doing 8 single crochet, we're going to do 6. Once you've glued or sewed on the eyes and blush, this is how your Keroppi bag charm should be looking. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Just comment below and I'll answer in a timely manner. And thank you all for watching. That's it for today's tutorial. Remember to like and share and subscribe for more. Happy crocheting.